How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel for another video. So in today's video, kinda not really a good one. I know that 99.9% of you have a lot of interest in the Battlefront franchise, and a lot of you want to be seeing the next Battlefront installments. So whether the details are good or bad, I'm sure you guys are going to want to know. Now, there has been an alarming number of red flags that indicate that we are actually further away from the next Battlefront installment than we are close. And I did spot a little article the other day that I found very interesting regarding Battlefront 3. But before we get into that, we do have a quick sponsor for today's video. This video is brought to you by Hero Wars, so let's give this game a go. So this is an online role-playing action game with a bunch of PvP and PvE modes. As you can see, I can fight against pretty powerful bosses and experience the story, and the campaign style is really good too. Kind of feels like a classic fantasy game, so whilst completing the missions, I can collect loot and then I can upgrade my champions. Now, this game has more than 50 unique heroes, so way more than bloody Battlefront 2 does. Each one of them's got unique abilities, and you can combine and assemble different teams to battle in the arena or just traverse the endless tower. But online, that's where the magic happens. You can create guilds, you can fight with other players, and continuously rise in rank. Now, if you guys join the game now, you can get a super chest with a secret hero, as well as 62 emeralds and 30,000 gold. Hero Wars is available on mobile devices and also runs in a web browser as well, so if you don't like playing on your phone, there you go. Just scan this QR code or download the game from the link in the description, and I'll see you guys in the game. Alright, so Battlefront. Let's talk about it. I have not talked about Battlefront in a while on this channel, as we've been all caught up in the Fallen Order sequel and the KOTOR remake and all that good stuff. Now, a video by Star Wars HQ, a fellow YouTuber and good guy, made a video talking about some of the stuff that we're going to talk about today, and it made me think, and I thought I'd weigh in what I think about this situation. Now, I will link his video in the description for you guys to check out, as he's got a little bit of a different outlook on things than I do. Alright, so we know there has been a billion supposed leaks and rumors of a Battlefront 3 being on the way, and I've made many videos in the past covering it every step of the way, and one week it looks like a distant but strong possibility, and then another week something will happen that makes you think it's just flat out not happening. It's a seesaw, and it's definitely leaning more to the side of it not happening anytime soon, especially given that yet another key developer for the previous two Battlefront games has left DICE. Now, developers moving around in the gaming industry is very normal. It happens all the time. Now, the reason this is setting off alarm bells for a lot of people, and Battlefront 3 hopes in general, is because these developers who are leaving, or have already left, it was like their dream to work on Star Wars games, like it's their thing. These are the same developers who were publicly devastated when Battlefront 2 got the sudden axe a year and a half ago. They were shattered and publicly made it very clear. Now they're leaving DICE. Doesn't look good. Now, we already knew that Dennis Brandvell, the creative director for Battlefront, left DICE. This dude lived and breathed what he did. He had been dubbed the George Lucas of Battlefront games. I know it sounds dramatic, but that's what this guy was to Battlefront fans, at least these days. His love for Star Wars was just unparalleled, and he walked away. Now, obviously, there could be matters that are not our business as to why he left, but just from an outside perspective, it does not look great. And this happened again with Battlefront 2's hero designer also leaving, and then more recently, like literally just in the past couple days I believe, Battlefront 2's weapons designer also left. Again, I need to make this clear for those that perhaps don't quite understand, but Star Wars is really, really important to these guys. A lot of them have vocally expressed a lot of frustration with how Battlefront 2 was abandoned. And they've said countless times that they want to work on Star Wars. And if they're all leaving, that does not look good for Battlefront 3's prospects from DICE. Why would you leave when another Star Wars game is coming? So I think the next Battlefront installment that we are going to see will not actually be Battlefront 3. I think we'll be getting a Battlefront spin-off game from EA before we see the big multiplayer Battlefront 3 that we all want. Now, we know that DICE are all hands on deck with Battlefield 2042. It's the game that's coming pretty much at the expense of Battlefront 2. DICE went all hands on deck to basically save the Battlefield franchise. Like, Battlefront was doing great. The reputation had been repaired, the game was in a good state, it was popular. Battlefield, on the other hand, was completely on the ropes. It was a struggling franchise and it was DICE's flagship franchise. So of course, when your flagship franchise is on the ropes and struggling, you do everything you can to save it. That's why Battlefront 2 ended just like it did, and that's why 2042 is such a big deal for DICE. Now, if 2042 is very successful, then I think things will actually go back to normal where DICE have Battlefield and Battlefront coexisting. On the other hand, if 2042 is a dud, then I don't think we're going to see a Battlefront game from DICE anytime in the next 5 years. I think any Battlefront that we see, if we do, it'll be from a different studio. Now, that actually brings me on to my next point. This developer leaving thing from DICE, it could all mean absolutely nothing, for the pure fact that the Battlefront franchise could honestly be moving away from DICE completely. DICE have had 2 cracks at the Battlefront franchise, and realistically both games launched absolutely terribly and had a lot of controversy. It's entirely possible that despite Battlefront 2's comeback, EA want a massive Battlefront 3 to go with the next gen hardware, and they want to steer clear of DICE and all previous controversy in the process. Now look, me personally, I'd rather see it from DICE as they've had 2 goes at it, and I mean, third time lucky, and they were right on track before EA cut the game off. But as for EA's intentions of making a new Battlefront 3, why would they go to the lengths that they did at a loss to bring Battlefront 2 back from the dead? Why invest that much money and resources to just cut the game off after 2.5 years of live service? To just never touch the franchise again makes absolutely no sense. So whether it be with DICE or another studio, I think it's still going to happen at some point, even with the developer mishaps going on with everyone leaving. But I just think it's probably a lot further off than most of us think it will be. Now, just to close out the video, there has been rumors floating around from known sources that suggest date reveals for a Battlefront 3. Now, this all sounded really fishy to me from the outlook, but this is what was said in a recent article. It says here, according to one source, the Star Wars Battlefront 3 release date might be around 2023, and as per some other estimates, it will happen in 2022. It all hinges on how far Battlefield 6 developer EA DICE gets with the game first. However, soon the source got the label of bogus, as it said April 20th, 2021 will be the day of some revelations, but nothing has happened till now. So I thought I'd bring that up for anyone who came across this, to just set the record straight. Don't believe this. But guys, those are pretty much my overall thoughts on the continuous bad beat regarding Battlefront 3's prospects. Again, I think it will happen. It just makes complete sense and is the biggest no-brainer imaginable. But I think we're in for a really long wait, unfortunately. But guys, be sure to check out Hero Wars through the link below and subscribe to the channel for all things Star Wars gaming. And be sure to drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it to help it out. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one.